guys, so RB, the tractor man here. It's been about a month since I posted any videos. I've had a lot going on, and I'd like to share that with you. So I traded the farm. I didn't physically trade the farm, but I traded the farm idea. How about that? So I was living out on the farm, and pretty much, long story short, pipe dreams, and really the farm wasn't really developed for what I was brought in to do on the farm. So there was a lot of tension there, and it was going to take a lot of work to get up to where we needed to be operating as a farm, and there was conflict there in means of how much work I'd be putting on the farm and still having to have a full-time job. So decisions were made, and it was best that I went ahead and left the farm. So I actually went from farm to farm. I went to an established farm orchard company, and I've got a great job now. Love what I'm doing and get to work on lots of equipment. So yeah, got a job and I'm good there. So one of those life decisions, you know, sometimes you go down a road and unfortunately, sometimes in life, you continue to go down that road because you think that that's the only option, that you made that decision to go that way, and there's no U-turn, there's no way to get back on track. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people get wrapped up in that in life. But I saw this as where I was headed, and the fact that it was going to be a conflict to what I was looking for in life. So I was able to make that U-turn and get back right on the right track. I'm happy about that. Lots of help from family, friends, and we got some great things coming. So I've got like 6 videos, I think, that I had started with series out there, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get those uploaded because they were kind of like ended projects, and then I've got equipment put in different places, and I'm just not sure what we're going to do. Behind me here is the John Deere A project. So I ended up bringing it over to my parents' place. I got all the parts needed for the Governor. I've been rebuilding the Governor, got them on, and I really didn't film the reassembly and getting it running process. I just wasn't sure, guys. I'd never rebuilt the Governor, and I didn't want to lead somebody wrong and didn't want to look like a fool on a camera. There's enough of that on YouTube. So I really didn't film any of that. But long story short, I did get the Governor back reassembled, and this thing started first pull. I was so happy. The problem was it was racing yet again, and I was pulling out my hairs. I was in tears. I've been fighting this thing for 2 years. We got it. Long story short, the carburetor wasn't right. I had another carburetor off of another tractor. I put it on here, and it fixed it. So we got the A done. I'm going to do a catch-up video in this video, kind of show you the projects we're going to be working on in the next few months, and kind of give you a time frame and what's all going on. Let's start with the A. We'll go through it. I'll show you what I did and maybe even start it up and get her going. Look at this tractor. So as you may recall, so I got this tractor about 4 years ago from my grandparents' estate. We cleared out the estate and we're selling off tractors. My grandfather was a John Deere collector. I think at the time that we squashed the estate, he had like 10 tractors. At one time we had over 30 of these tractors in the collection. Had some rare tractors. We had a nice GP on steel, had a DI, an LI, and an LA, L, A's, B's. We even had a John Deere Linderman. So yeah, we've had a few tractors. So this was one of his tractors. I'm not sure exactly when he got this tractor. If I had to take a wild guess, I'm going to say 90s. I think it'd been around the property. I've been trying to look back through pictures and kind of see if I can date it from that, but don't know a whole lot about that, where he got it from or anything. So, but this was one of the tractors that was out there when the state was going on. I had a family member in charge of selling the tractors, and he was letting them go fairly reasonable. So this particular tractor was frozen. All the rubber was off of it. And so I rebuilt it, and there's videos up on my YouTube channel of rebuilding it, getting it freed up, and putting new tires on, and all that fun stuff. So from the get-go, when it always ran, it like pulsed or lugged or fished terms that are used in this world. And I could never get it to run right. It was fun to drive, but it just wouldn't run right. And so I talked to friends, and they're like, "Oh, the carburetor." I rebuilt that stupid carburetor like 3 times, and I was at the point to where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to buy a new carburetor kit, or do something different. So I ended up buying a carburetor off of eBay, rebuilt it, and put it on there. And that carburetor was junk, guys. So meanwhile, the carburetor that came off of this, I needed one from my John Deere B, because that carburetor was definitely junk. Had got destroyed. The tractor froze up. Water went down the air cleaner pipe, and everything just destroyed. So I had rebuilt that carburetor, which is this carburetor. Put it on the other tractor. Tractor run great. Wasn't the right carburetor. This is a DLTX 53, and my John Deere B requires a DLTX 34. I do have a carburetor. I've got to rebuild it. But meanwhile, this carburetor is back on here. So rebuilt the carburetor, runs good. Now the issue we were having is a couple months ago, I had rebuilt the carburetor and tried to get this thing started, and couldn't get it to start. We thought it was a fuel issue. We pull started it, got it to start right up, but it was racing really, really high, like scary high. There was just no throttle whatsoever, and I kind of suspected that maybe the governor was hung or something. So I pulled open the side cover, the inspection cover right here, and what I found was I could see that there was a bearing, or bearings in there, a bearing race type deal, or a compressed bearing, and all the balls were laying at the bottom, so the bearing ruptured. But then the flyweights were also in really bad shape in there. They had been chewed up. So I decided, okay, I'm going to have to do a governor. So I took it apart and discovered more damage. The pinion gear for the fan shaft the bellows were extremely worn, so that needed to be repaired. So I was able to get all the parts from a good friend of mine, Rusty Acres. And if you haven't already, maybe check out Rusty Acres' website if you're looking for old parts. John is a great guy. I've known him pretty much my whole life. And, he's got great parts, great deals. He's definitely all about keeping these things going and having the parts available. So check him out. Up next to Steiner, you can get the new parts. John has the old parts that sometimes Steiner doesn't even have at a really good rate. So rebuilt the governor, got it on there, and I had never done a governor before. And that's partly why I didn't film it, is I didn't understand what I was doing in there. I mean, I just kind of winged it. And John gave me advice. He says, the governor and the fan shaft, they have to come out upside down on the bench. You want to get the setbacks right, the shim stacks. And the way you do shim stacks is it's gasket material. You add them until they're the right, the gears are lining up right. And I didn't know that. I would have just shoved it back together, maybe a little lube, and called good. So learned how to do that. But got the governor reassembled on this thing, and like I said, I was in tears. I still had the other carburetor in it, and I started right up, first pull. Never done that, but it was still racing. So process of elimination, I knew the governor was so simple, and I was like pulling my hair out, because how can it be so simple and it's not working. So linkages are all right and everything, and it was the carburetor. So swap out the carburetor, boom, this thing idles beautifully. Maybe we'll find out here in just a sec. So we got that all done. I've gone ahead, and what I do on these tractors, I'm not ready to restore this one yet. It's going to sit out in the elements for a little bit, but I don't want it to rust anymore. So to protect it, I just simply wipe down with diesel, and that gets usually about 2 years of protection. So, and it makes it look good, so it keeps the old patina. Now, I did 4 years ago, I bought a new umbrella cover, and I hadn't put it on, so that's on there now too. Where I'm at with this tractor, so the one last thing that I want to do to it is I have weights, and I need to get weights put back on the back. I had taken them off. It actually had 2 sets of weights, and it was really funky, and the way they were stacked on there, it would rub against the fenders on the trailer. So we had taken those off, 2 to 3 years ago, and I've got one set, the smaller set, that I want to put back on here. Needs a little bit of weight on the back. So yeah, I think that's where we're at with this. Like I said, I may go ahead and post some videos, and then we know we're back together here. And I apologize for the end. You know, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment, get in touch with me. I don't mind, you know, sharing with you what I did, helping you out with that. If you maybe are rebuilding a Governor or have a rough tractor, you know, we can talk about it. No problems there. Yeah, so let me go ahead and set you guys up on the tripod, and we'll see if we can start this thing up.
fine tuning the carburetor, and he wanted to do that. So, yeah, so 1944 AW, and has a man for years. He's got her going. About a 4-year process. Not working on it solid. Always throwing it sometimes. And they go ahead and get her out somewhere where I can show it here for the harvest festival, maybe for the hay bale in front of it, and let people take pictures. So I'm waiting for it.
There it is. All right, so with going to work full time, my job's about an hour away. I'm commuting right now, but I will be staying down at the farm throughout the week. And then my plan is to come home to my parents' place during the weekend and be able to work on tractors and just relax and do what I do. So with that, we really haven't done a video on this. This will be an upcoming video. I will share about this, how I got it, what it is, and where we're at with how many of these are around. A very unique tractor. So that'll be a quick filler video that we'll be doing here down the road. And then freed up now. So we started a project almost a year ago, and I'm excited to go ahead and get back to it here. Guess what? There's our Gibson garden tractor, guys. Yes, I have it under covers right now. I have it staged here. This is going to start coming together. So where I'm at, where I left off with it, we have one frame rail that had some damage, so I have to scab in a section of frame rail, and not a big deal, weld it out. Once I have that done, I think I'm ready to go ahead and do some sandblasting. We'll get parts cleaned up and painted, and then reassembly. Now, our sponsor for bolts did come through. I'll show you guys that here. So I have a friend that works for a vendor that provides, nuts and bolts and all the stuff to like shops and stuff. And so I shared with him what I was doing, and he says, I can help you out. So he did. So we have all brand new hardware for this thing. So excited about that. I knew we needed it because some of the old ones were pretty bad shape. Yeah, and we got all the little stuff here ready to rock and roll. I'm getting excited. I'm ready to start working on this thing. In fact, if Dad has the welder out today, I may go ahead and get the frame done and do some grinding on it, and we'll be ready to do that. Now, like I said, I want to sandblast everything, maybe give it a good primer, and then we could reassemble, and I'm excited to get this thing going. Now, tires, I did choose to keep one tire. It's on the bead really good. The valve stem is slipped inside, so I don't know if I can fish it back out. I may still have to take it off the rim, which is fine. I do have a set of used tires for this thing that another gentleman has donated to the cause. I need to find front tires. I'm gonna shoot for the three lug ones like I have on the articulated tractor here. Let's see if I can zoom in. So yeah, so these ones here I bought off of eBay or something, and they've done pretty good. That thing needed tires. I've been happy with that set. It's really close to the size that I need for the Gibson. So I'm going to go ahead and look for those and order those as well. So this thing will have brand new front tires and used back tires, but that's what I got to do right now. So yeah, so we do that, and then as the weather turns bad, this is something we could rebuild in the shop. Doesn't, we know it runs, we got it running, but what I need to do is take it apart and we'll get it cleaned and painted and be ready to put that on as well. So it's kind of like what we're looking at for project wise. All of my tractors right now are stored over at a friend's house. She runs a pumpkin patch every year, harvest festival deal. So it's pretty cool. I get a chance, I may take the camera over there, film that for you guys. Got the tractor staged, got the 2-in set up so that way kids could get up on it and take pictures. Got the golf cart, same thing. Then the Farmall Cub is set up, same thing. So lots of going on over there. So hope you guys enjoy this. Like I said, this is a quick video. I wanted to share with you about the A. We got that taken care of, and so I think that's about where we're at with everything. Thanks for staying tuned, guys. Yeah, it's been a crazy year of moving and trying to figure out what's next in life, and I'm happy with where I'm at. Lots of opportunity, and sooner or later we'll get the camera down to the farm and start filming some of the stuff that we're doing down there. Really exciting. So as always, stay safe, and if you haven't already, drop me a comment, say hi, and subscribe, share with others, and yeah, let's make this channel go.